Spousta lidí se v životě cítí ztraceně. My ale věříme, že každý může najít svoji jedinečnou životní cestu, se kterou je plně v souladu a touto cestou se vydat. Nahráváme rozhovory s lidmi, kteří nás inspirují přemýšlet o věcech jinak, než je běžné a žít podle svých vlastních hodnot. Jmenuji se Vít Aora, moje žena je Lucie Aora a vítáme vás v podcastu Svojí cestou. Dnešní epizoda je hodně speciální. Nahráli jsme ji na Kostarice a je to první epizoda tohoto podcastu, která je v angličtině. Jestli teda nemluvíte anglicky, tak se omlouváme, ale Orpheus s Avou jsou tak zajímaví lidi, že jsme si tuhle příležitost nechtěli nechat ujít a rozhodli se vydat anglický díl podcastu. My jsme se s Orfem a Avou setkali už minulé léto na českém Healing Festivalu a bylo fakt zajímavý, že přestože jsme neměli moc chuť chodit na workshopy a přednášky a spíše jsme jenom tak plynuli a trávili čas s přáteli a užívali si pohody a dobrýho jídla, tak zrovna workshopy Orfea a Avy si nás zavolali a byli jedni z mála, kterých jsme se za těch celých 5 dní zúčastnili. Největší překvapení potom přišlo, když jsme později zjistili, že oni dva spolu žijí, že spolu mají i dceru. To jsme prostě vůbec netušili. A každý za sebe nás sám fascinoval. Orpheus účastníky prováděl takovou vedenou šamanskou cestou a Ava zase sdílela know-how a techniky, jak si manifestovat svůj vysněný život. Zjistili jsme taky, že oba žijí na Kostarice a že je možný se tam za nimi vydat a ubytovat se v jejich seberozvojovém centru Be Home Community, kde i s jejich dcerou žijí a kde pořádají různý workshopy a retreaty, a tak jsme si na ně uložili kontakt. O několik měsíců později padlo rozhodnutí letět podruhý na Kostariku a tak jsme jim napsali a ono to vyšlo. A strávili jsme u nich úžasný 2 týdny a měli prostor právě nahrát i ten krásný rozhovor. Orpheus se před 25 lety seznámil s uměním Tai-chi, čímž započalo jeho zkoumání práce s energií, spiritualitou a mystikou. Je průvodcem, léčitelem, má titul v tradiční čínské medicíně a diplomy v různých oborech přírodních léčebných metod. Učí Qi-Gong, zabývá se vařením, psaním, akupunkturou, tvorbou hudby a specializuje se na šamanské cesty a léčení pomocí posvátných rostlin. Je taky autorem knihy Be the Way a pořádá semináře po celém světě. Ava pracuje primárně se ženami a věnuje se tématu hojnosti a toho, jak si stoupnout do své vlastní síly, aktivovat svůj plný potenciál, překonat bloky na téhle cestě, zářit svoje dary do světa a vytvořit si život, který opravdu chceme žít. V rozhovoru si povídáme o tom, jak Orpheus vytvořil centrum Be Home a jaká byla jeho sebeobjevná cesta a jaká největší uvědomění na ní prožil. Povídáme si o vědomí, životu v rovnováze, o jasnosti, meditaci a šamanismu. Ava zase sdílí svůj osobní příběh o překonání překážek, přijetí nové identity a vydání se na cestu pomáhat ženám být opravdu sami sebou. Bavíme se o hojnosti, o snech a tužbách a taky o práci s posvátnými rostlinami. Jestli chcete poznat 2 velmi zajímavé silné osobnosti a nechat se inspirovat tím vším, co tvoří a čím se zabývají, a možná skrze to zachytit inspiraci pro vaše další směřování, nebo se třeba jenom chcete uvolnit a užít si příjemný přátelský rozhovor v láskyplný a živý atmosféře Be Home Community na Kostarice, tak tenhle rozhovor je pro vás. Opět jsme k němu nahrávali i video, který si můžete zhlédnout na YouTube a nově i na Spotify. Jako vždycky, jestli se vám náš podcast líbí a přináší vám do života hodnotu, tak si zaklikněte jeho odběr, ohodnoťte ho a sdílejte ho s těmi, kterým může být přínosem. Přejeme vám krásný, obohacující poslech.
Alright, let's do this. I would like to welcome everyone here. Welcome to my wife.
Hi,
Hello,
Vít.
Lucy.
Hi, Vít.
Welcome, Ava.
Hi.
And welcome, Orpheus.
Hi.
Thank you so much for accepting this invitation for this interview and being here with us. We were really looking forward to it, not just because it's our first English interview, so we'll see how that goes, but also because we've been here for a while in this beautiful place and we know that you're beautiful people, you do amazing things. We want to talk all about it. The topic of this interview that came to our mind was Be the Way, the medicine of nature, and infinite abundance, which are all the things that you guys do or love. So we want to talk about that and see where it takes us. But firstly, thank you so much for being in this amazing place. It's just magnificent. We really enjoy the nature. It's feeling closely connected to nature. It's amazing.
Thank you so much for coming.
Yeah. All right, so let's open it up, and we would like to ask you firstly a little bit about your stories, because people might not know you. Maybe a good place to start is, how did this place happen? How it was created? You know? Yeah.
Cool. So I'll share with you, because I arrived here first. The place was physically existed, but I didn't know of it. And what I knew is that I was on a search for my own paradise. And on that quest, I had a vision that I want to live in a place in nature, that I can drink the cleanest water I can, that the air will be clean and pure, which means no pollution or hardly any pollution, hardly any cars or any sounds and noises of, whatever city sounds are. That I could walk barefoot everywhere, that there will be fruits around, abundance of fruits, and the earth will be easy to create permaculture and farming, and not too far from the ocean. And the house itself, I wanted to have no doors and no keys.
Okay, that's a specific wish.
A specific wish, with a kind of a vision to my ancestors. Abraham in the desert had a huge tent that was always open and inviting people. And with that kind of mindset, I went on a journey, and I saw a wooden house. I saw a cave where I'm meditating in nature. And suddenly one day, my ex-partner said, there is a house near where I want to work, and we have to check it out. You have to see that. I said, okay. And I was living by the beach. I said, go out away from the beach. And so I came here. I couldn't believe that I saw my dream, because it was a dream that I was holding. And it was, wow, this is amazing. That's exactly how I want to live. Plus, there was a bonus. There's a pool with natural river water that's flowing in and out. And I was like, wow, this is amazing. So from there, the intention was not I want just to live here, I want to have it. Because instead of trying to build something, if it was already existing, maybe there's an opportunity. So I opened my mind, the opportunity that this might be mine one day. And 1 year later, it was.
Amazing. Wow. So the vision came to fruition.
So the vision came to fruition, full power, with some bonuses, and with amazing land to grow and create more abundance.
How long ago was that?
That was 9 years ago.
Wow. Long journey.
Yeah. So 9 years ago, I arrived in Costa Rica, and within 1 year, I found this place. And since then I'm here, and then Ava came to the...
At first, it was your home, this place.
Yeah.
So you were laying it by your own, and then invite people to come?
It started as my place, my home, but very quickly turned into a healing center, because that's a mission that I've been carrying for 20 years plus. So every place I go has a part of it to offer people to come and experience healing and to help them to go on certain transformation. And so very quickly turned into a kind of healing center clinic. And from hosting 1 to 2, we start to see that there's more demand, and we start hosting here retreats, and it turned into a retreat center.
And we've already had some experience with the activities that happen here, so we might talk about it later. But how did you arrive at this place?
I arrived 2019. I was traveling South America, Mexico, and I was on my personal quest of personal development and inner journey of finding who I am, like finding my truth, and calling in as well my dreams and my wishes and my desires for life, which was really, I was desiring like a sacred union and heal, like my abandonment wound with my father, and really come into like a partnership and find the father for my child, right? I was already like around 35. That was about 4 years ago. So I arrived 2019, after synchronicities, alignments, la la la, you know how it works, like one thing leads to another. And the day I landed, I arrived in Costa Rica, I arrived in this home. And we met.
At night, she arrived. 10 p.m., complete darkness. How can one lady, you know, arrive, you know? There's no lights, you know, there's no light. You know, hardly the taxis know where this place.
Yeah, it was a bit insane. Like, yeah, the whole trip was like, because it's in the middle of nowhere, if you don't know anyone, like I just had him as a WhatsApp message and I didn't know anything about him, you know? And he looked very old on the picture of the WhatsApp. And I was like some kind of like hippie dude, and I don't know where I'm going. But somehow I was led here because I was working with plants, and there was a specific plant I was working with that lives here. So I just trusted, and I followed into that, you know, unknown. It was literally a friend of our mutual friend that I know from Ibiza, long story, but she was here. She was like, why don't you come? I was like, okay, why not? La la la, you know. So I arrived and we instantly connected. It was pretty surprising because I actually, although it was like a deep, deep desire to connect with my soul mate, I kind of like removed it from my conscious mind. I was not thinking about it. I was not like actively pursuing it. I was just doing my life and, you know, working with plants, actually going onto the shamanic path. And I had like kind of like a plan. I would go to Peru afterwards, do a training with some shamans and stuff, you know, like that. And then when I arrived here and we connected, it was a little bit like, oh, okay, that's interesting. So it seems like my plan is shifting. So what am I supposed to do? Because now it's like looks all very, very different, right? I still went, after I stayed here 2 weeks, I still went to Peru for 2 weeks, but then I came back. And like more or less a month later, I was pregnant.
Wow. That's amazing. Wow.
Yeah, it was very, very orchestrated, divinely orchestrated. And but I must say, like, he was doing a lot of internal work. It was 1 year in celibacy before we met. I was actually on my own purification process and was 1 year in celibacy before we met. And really committing full to, like, you know, like the purest connection that you can possibly call in, which comes from a place of like, okay, I'm devoted to the greater good of all, and it's also orchestrating with the divine child that wants to come through us because she's here for the next level mission that she's bringing to the planet. So it was all very like divinely orchestrated for her to come through at this speed.
And so Magnolia is here. We might actually hear her sometimes.
Yes.
Right?
Always.
That's amazing. Yeah, she's such a gift.
Huge gift. She was born here in the house, in the bathroom.
Wow.
It was a beautiful, beautiful birth. Natural, without anything, like completely natural. I just had some honey.
All right.
That was
your medicine.
That was the medicine, some honey.
Meditations.
Some meditation. I did hypnobirthing. I mean, you know, that's a whole story of its own, how I did natural birth. And if at any point you want to like maybe bring that up at even in another session, it can be opened up.
Yeah, all right. I think before we dive deeper into all the things that happen here, and it would be good to know a bit more about what you guys do. What's your area of expertise? What do you love?
Your
just
projects.
To give people a bit more context, you know. So whoever wants to start.
Okay. So I'm Orpheus, and I've been on a quest for healing, self-growth, self-mastery, and learning how to help human beings to feel good, to feel better, to feel balanced, and to reach a place of no obstacles, no pains, no discomforts on the physical and on the mental. And it was due to a calling that my soul was pushing me to find what is my purpose. Because I knew there's a purpose, I just didn't know what was mine. And it took me through a beautiful journey from connecting to Asia and to the Orient and to Buddhism and Taoism and Sufism and Hinduism and martial arts. And it started from Tai-chi and moved to Qi-Gong and moved to meditations and moved to Chinese medicine and moved to different aspects, body work and so on. to collect as many tools as I could and wanted in order to have a wide fan of tools in my backpack of life to help human beings. And so this is still the mission. And from seeing what was missing from the Orient and from the Asian traditions, shamanism came and pulled me in and called me in about 12 years ago, 13 years ago. And I started learning and practicing and calling in for teachers. So some teachers came to my life and some teachers I met on my path, moving into Central America, South America, and going into the Amazon and going into different places to connect, to learn, to see, to observe, and to understand how also, where's the bridge and what is the parallel methodologies between the Orient, the East, and the West in different methods. And what I was very fascinated was the journeys of the unconscious mind and how through the power of our own self, from the consciousness, through tapping to the energetics of the body and through the mind, we can bring self-healing. And since I experiment and experience it on myself, I know that all human beings that are capable to understand their body and so on and to move are able to bring healing to themselves or able to receive healing from someone else. And that's how I pursue my path now. And from just offering Chinese medicine, acupuncture, healing, herbal decoctions and so on, it's just expanded on to what I teach now is awareness, lifestyle, empowerment of our own self to understand how we walk in balance in this life. And we walk in balance by looking at different aspects of our life. So I can teach someone that has problems with nutrition and with diet and suffer from that. There's specific ways to look at that. Someone else that doesn't really move his body needs some proper exercises. So we can talk about that and learn different ways from Qi-Gong to Tai-chi, to martial arts, to exercises. Someone that needs some treatments because other elements are, okay, more or less in control, but still there is an energetic imbalance. Then we work with acupuncture, with energy work. Someone that wants to tap into the mystery of creation and want to receive guidance into how to walk the path. What is my path? What is my purpose? We can dive into soul journeys, shamanic ceremonies, rituals, plant medicine, different elements that really shake off the dust and the clouds and give us a clarity and a clear way, which can take time, but time we have, until we really feel that we start stepping on our path and in service to what it is that we are connected to. And it can be plants, can be animals, can be humans, can be the earth, can be the skies.
What do you think is the biggest reason why people don't feel this clarity all the time? Why are we clouded in life? What's the most common reason, maybe?
When we say common reason, we talk about the common men, right? The masses that live in cities, that are drawn to cities to find ways to maybe be successful in their life. And what is success? It's a huge question. What is success to people? So again, if we consider the rational mind that think that success relates to money and to maybe fame and to a level of hierarchy in companies or where you are influencing, then there's so much in that world that creates stimulations, diversions from clarity, and the illusion of what everybody think that is the right way, that you become clouded. It's like a cloud full of information and buzzing from different directions and pictures and videos and all that and insights and try that you don't really know what is right for you. You miss the connection to the self because ultimately the answers are inside. And maybe through source, through inside us, we can understand really what is our path. But if everybody else knows what's our path but us, then of course we are like confused. This confusion is like a cloud. Plus, think about the cities, how much pollution there is above us. That's a cloud. That's a cloud huge of some toxic elements, metals, electrons, the internet, the Bluetooth, the Wi-Fi's. Everywhere you go, there's like at least 10 channels of stuff that are, you know, when I go to sleep, I close my Wi-Fi, I close my Bluetooth. And I know that some people are so sensitive that they need also to switch off the electricity in the house, otherwise they cannot sleep.
Wow.
Yeah, I would also say that it's mostly the distractions, the electromagnetic distractions and the noise and the pollution, but also a lot comes down to the upbringing. As children, we kind of just accept what is around us. We don't really have, you know, discernment, because, you know, until a child is 7 years old, it lives from the subconscious mind and accepts everything as truth, right? So we're being programmed basically to believe certain things about ourselves, of what we're supposed to do, who we're supposed to be, based on what we see our parents do, right? So that's a big, big factor. And that's why actually, I don't know if you remember from the workshop at where we met in Czech Republic.
It was a great workshop.
Yeah.
Yes, and the first one that I did, I actually like used the passport to demonstrate this whole concept of identity, where we are actually identifying with the persona and the passport to be truth as who we are, but actually it's an illusion. So we actually don't really need to have the attachment to that identity, and that's why I deliberately actually changed my name. And yeah, I can switch over to a little bit my story.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's go for it.
Yeah, go for it, yeah.
So I call myself Ava Avatar, with the idea that you become, on the path of self-exploration, self-development, you become your own avatar. You become the persona that you choose to be, and you can change that at any moment, right? You become that avatar, that persona that you create as your own expression. So I come from actually artistic background. And my path is very different from what Orpheus just shared. Orpheus just shared so beautifully how he was like kind of pursuing all of that wisdom in order to be in service. I have a kind of a very opposite journey, where I've been always traveling and doing things from impulse. So talking about impulse, you know, I can talk about it as intuition. So I was following what feels right. What do I need? I would go always like, what do I need first? And that happened first, like really when I started tuning in 2015, when I had rock bottom in my life, meaning I realized that my life doesn't work the way how I live it. I did about 8-9 years of art studies. I graduated from a master's degree of fine arts in London, and I was supposed to pursue art career. And I realized that, then I moved to Berlin, and I realized that it just didn't make any sense for me.
Wasn't clicking.
It just didn't intuitively, like, it just felt like I'm in the wrong movie. Like I love art, and I loved art, and I'm still an artist. It never changed, but just the context in which I was living, it just was like in the wrong movie, because the people that surrounded me, the people that I was interacting with, the way how everything was being done, everything, like from the smallest detail to the conversations to everything, it just felt very superficial, you know, and very not my true real self. So I was actually like really heartbroken, because I was in love with someone. I was heartbroken in that situation, and I believed like that can be like a thing that helps a lot of people to break through patterns, because it goes through a point of pain. You know, there is a heartbreak. There's something that kind of like crushes you, where you're like, whoa, you know, like I need to look at what's happening here, right? And you take, usually, you know, the healthiest thing is to take distance, to look from a distance and take a different perspective and see like, okay, step out of that movie for a second, right? What has helped me, it was a unique moment in my life when I really felt at that rock bottom. Actually, I was celebrating that past Christmas 2021, 7 years of anniversary of my transformation, because it was exactly 7 years ago in Christmas Eve when that happened. I was like at the rock bottom. I woke up next morning and I found yoga. I found a yoga studio. And I was practicing yoga before sporadically, but here was the moment where I really, really felt invited to commit. And literally I broke up with my old life, with my studio. I had a studio, I was making art with all my friends, with the whole old context of my life. I broke up and I committed to a new context, which was the spiritual path through yoga. And within 3-4 months, I completed my yoga teacher training.
Beautiful.
300 hours actually in Costa Rica with the school of Jivamukti Yoga. Very beautiful, artistic as well, yoga school that has at its center actually mantra and mantra singing. And I connect with the vocal expression, singing with it, and it has been tremendously healing to me. So I learned a lot of mantras and I was singing a lot and connected with that. And that was the beginning of my healing journey. And it was all for me, you know, like the selfish kind of. I always say like there is no selfish. There is only mermaids. I turned from selfish into the mermaid that took care of herself first. And that is my teaching, at the core of the teaching of what I'm doing today. I help women to really put themselves first, to feel empowered to take care of themselves first, because a healthy woman is a healthy planet. A happy woman is a happy planet, happy children. And for me, it's really, 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 really important for women to come to their own truth, come to their own center of who they want to be, beyond limitations and programs of who they're supposed to be, because there is huge, huge amount of suppression in the world towards women. We all know that. And it's a big mission for all of us. And obviously Orpheus is playing his part, and in like the global healing for humanity in general. And I tune in deeper into specifically for women, how I can help women. Yes.
Do you want to ask something about the woman's path before I have many questions, but you know,
So
it's your topic.
The next topic is abundance. So how do you work with it?
Yes.
It's a
So
big topic also for the women.
Yeah.
it's a very big topic. It's a very, very big topic because, okay, I wanted to set the tone by saying that I wasn't blessed from childhood. I was raised as an immigrant as a Russian Polish immigrant in Austria. So my mom immigrated from Russia through Poland, met my father, and then they immigrated through the Solidarność in Poland at the time, you know, in the early 80s, political upheavals, revolutions where they had to escape. So I came into Austria as a refugee. I was in my mother's belly. She was pregnant with me in the refugee camp in Austria.
Wow.
So it was very difficult. Plus my father had issues with addictions, and he was he was addicted to gaming. So he was like playing in the casino, and he was like losing money, playing money. So he couldn't really deal with, you know, coming from context of like the East Europe, right, with communist style socialism stuff, where it's kind of like conservative as well when it comes to abundance, to then come to the Western world where the capitalism and everything opens up, and he tried to things, you know, like have his own business stuff, but he lost all the money and plus debt, and then he left. So my mom was with 2 girls, me and my sister, now by herself without any kind of family support, working her ass off in order to make ends meet and pay off his debt too. And yeah, we had to basically raise ourselves as girls and learn really like how to be a strong woman, like how to see from my mom how to be strong, how to like make us survive, you know. And I had to relearn that. I had to give up that identity of being in the power, right? And being also like, I don't need the man. You know, like the classical feminism, like I don't need a man, I can do it on my own. But I noticed that doing that, within that programming, it's a belief system. I was actually like very deep in that wound of the father wound, of the abandonment wound, and only attracting toxic relationships. emotionally unavailable man, and there was no beautiful connections I was able to have with men, and I desired it because I wanted connection. I wanted intimacy with the beautiful masculine reflection. So the whole abandonment wound came with the whole abandonment wound too together as just like trauma of financial, like financial trauma, which is generational as well. And how, if you ask me the question, how did I heal that? It's a deep process by letting go of the old identity and all the old belief systems, right?
Getting a new passport.
Getting,
Reborn.
becoming reborn as the one you desire to be, and really tuning much deeper into the desires of your dream life. Like our unique soul expression lives through desire. So one of my teachers says, 1 foot in desire, 1 foot in gratitude. So you walk your path by really deeply desiring what you wish, right, for yourself and for the global, for maybe you as a mother as well, right, for your daughter. Like my deepest desire was for my child, my daughter, to have a father, right, the best father possible. So in that deep prayer and desire, I called it in, releasing that ideas that I'm not made for that, or that it's not possible for me, because generationally I'm supposed to be a single mom struggling, right, by my DNA, which frankly my sister repeats that pattern, right? My sister, my older sister, she's now single mom with 2 kids.
So you have a comparison.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Of what a difference it makes when you actually like go all the way in and be like, okay, this is like, I teach it in the context of like elevate your standards. Like I'm not putting up with that anymore. Like I'm closing that chapter literally, and you have to be really, really strong-willed in order to say like, this is it, like I'm drawing the line of the past, generationally and past me, and what I'm by that timeline. Like when I talk about quantum timelines, like that there's a certain timeline that it's potentially laid out. You close the timeline and then you open a new timeline for yourself, and you need to really commit to the new timeline and not ever fall back. And of course, when we sometimes fall back, we have to remind ourselves that, okay, I have to snap myself out and I have to stay committed. And it was intense, because it was mostly like energetic reworking through the DNA, like reworking, and I had to spend a lot of time by myself in nature. And I landed in an island called Ikaria in Greece.
Okay.
That was my safe haven after the breakdown in 2015, when I had my meltdown and everything was gone bad. I did my yoga teacher training and I went into Greece, and there was hot springs, and I was bathing for hours in those hot springs to purify my energetic body. Because really the information, the blueprints, the programs, the DNA, it's encoded in our energetic body. It's connected, right? The energetic encodement impacts how your physical body looks. Like my physical body before looked completely different, right? I had digestive issues. All my childhood had constipation, and that is like another sign of that kind of like
energy.
And also attachment, because you cannot let go your fear. You hold on to everything, so you know, like there's it's scarcity, like scarcity is, you hold on to because you're so afraid that you're not provided for, you're not supported,
or that you will not have,
and you will not have, right? So yes,
so you pretty much have to make a decision to become a totally new person, to have a new life.
It's not only passport, it's a complete change from the inside, and the mind.
It's amazing that we are talking about it, because my intention was to be on the clarity way, and see what is inside me. It was the intention to be there. And in my imagination, I imagine how I sitting next to the deep water, and then bathing on the water, but only by myself, alone, and only be on the water and let everything happen. So I think it might happen later, be only alone. And that's the way, not be with another people only be in intentions in my own inner world. Like,
So exactly what I want to tell you is that the whole core of what you just said is to be able to listen to that voice that tells you and not compromise, because it's quite extreme, it's quite intense, because most people will not understand your decisions because you suddenly decide to go somewhere else and disconnect from everybody and do something completely crazy. But you have to be okay with that. So I want to tell everyone in the audience as well, like if you feel a call within you to do something that doesn't make sense to anyone else, that was the only thing that really like literally saved me from my old life.
Okay.
Because I didn't like, you know, I felt every time that's something that maybe I'm gifted, maybe I don't know what it is in me, that I would just completely go into the unknown. Like I'm gonna go there. I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know why I need to go there. I just feel an impulse, and no matter how scary it is, I just go and I make it happen. And you know what? Like the universe bends backwards in order to support you financially in any other way to make it work for you.
So is it like the saying that you make a step and the universe makes 2 or maybe 100 steps for you?
Yes.
It's by just making that leap of faith.
Yes.
Did it feel like when you decided to go on your own way, like the old ways were kind of pulling you back? Like did it feel like you had to,
Always.
you know?
Always, but it was not from external, it was me. It was my old patterns that were pulling me back. You know, like again, you know, there was like a story with another guy, there was like some kind of attachment. I was like, oh, okay, again, like the whole, like some stories repeating. There's gonna be times where the stories are repeating. And it's just for us to kind of discern where it is a story and it's repeating in order for you to realize that it's repeating in order for you to understand, to let go of that, to change the pattern.
And to strengthen your mind, to keep on walking the way that you want to walk, that you choose to walk. It actually makes you feel good. Because the universe always challenges us. Always the small or big challenges. It's just to wake us up and to say, oh, wow, but actually this is my path.
I feel like this is like a meditation. Something's going inside your mind, like some thoughts, and so let it go only. It's like the old patterns. Is it like you feel it?
Well, meditation is a tool. Yeah. So you can learn meditation.
It's like in meditation, if you are sitting with you and something from the past will come, so only see it and then let it go. It's like this to heal it.
It's not so maybe so easy because, you know, it's like there is a lot of emotions coming in. You know, if there's maybe even an actual person, you know, it's not like you just sit in meditation and you have a thought and you can make like this and the thought goes away. But there might be like actually you might have an accident. You know, you might lose all your money. You might get into a fight with your parents. Somebody might even, you know, die or whatever. Like there's actual things happen. And that we call that initiation. So in the spiritual genre, we talk about those situations as an initiations. What Orpheus mentions when the universe is testing you. I don't like to talk about tests because it reminds me a bit of school and we're being tested. It looks a little bit funny, but I call it more as an initiation. You're being initiated, like a rite of passage.
To the next level.
Exactly. How am I going to deal with the situation, right? I'm going to be now challenged to use everything that I learned and my new wisdom and my new identity to behave different, to think differently, and by that I kind of lift myself and I reestablish that this is who I am now, right? Because before that I would have gone into drama, I would have, you know, went into the fight, I would have like, you know, like been distracted by it. If you manage to pull through and you manage to establish your new self through that initiation, then you're now at the next level, so to say.
Man, like I've got goosebumps. You know, like when this happens, I feel so empowered. Like I notice that I changed my reaction that's always been there, but I did something different now, and I'm like, wow, so I can actually behave like this? Wow, that's amazing. You know, and a new world opens up in front of your eyes.
And it's true that meditation is a very powerful tool, because when these kind of initiation or challenges are coming on your life, you need to have a tool how to go through how to process that. And so either it be like someone that supports you, someone that knows different ways, and of course meditations, because in meditation you can actually use the cloud that we talked about. That cloud, there's also a cloud that actually take away any negative thought or negative feelings, and by you watching that and allowing something from inside to come out, to pull energetically a negative thought that pulls you down, or emotion that puts you like in a depression or a state of sadness or frustration, or put it out and see it go away. That emotion will come back, put it again in the cloud, see it go away, and breathe until there's more quiet, then there's clarity for what or how do I really want to walk my path. And accepting, because if you talk about like challenging moments of somebody close to you die, or an accident, or you lost something, as long as you have attachment to that, it will be super hard for you to let go. So there are definitely, my favorite meditation is Vipassana technique meditation, which I also teach here.
Could you say something about it?
So Vipassana means insight. So it's a way of learning how to master our own mind. And mastering our own mind, you can do through some kind of an action with the body, because the mind creates thought, the thought creates action. Either vocal action or physical action. But in order to reach the level where you see your thoughts and you choose what to do with them, you have to sit down and have a tool, which is this specific type of meditation, Vipassana, that teach you to observe your breath and then teach you to observe your whole body without reacting. So everything outside that creates reactions to us, actually there is a seed of that reaction inside us. And if we see those seeds and we see which one of them creating discomfort in the body, and they can be from this life or also from past life. And if we can see them rising and we do not react, we will see them also passing away. It's like any bell shape in any science. It's the energy. It's a wave. And if we learn how to do that, we start learning to master our own mind, because we can just sit, meditate by observing. So it's an active meditation, but it's a meditation of observation without reaction. When you master that, after 3-4 days, you start scanning the body, because all the memories of this life are imprinted in our cells, in different organs. And Chinese medicine say anger is in the liver, sadness is in the lungs, fear is in your kidneys. But you just scan the body, whatever it is, you don't need to call it names. And that's the beauty of it. It's a very simple method that Buddha, an enlightened being, was a human, but he did that method and he cleared himself completely out of all of his attachments. And then he saw the duality of the world, the yin and the yang, the day and the night, the masculine and the feminine, and then he could transmute himself beyond the duality into oneness. And then beyond oneness, what is there? That's what Tao talks about. And when we sit enough time in meditation, we can all human beings can reach that state.
Is this something that people can come here to practice with you?
Yeah. Once a year, we open here a Vipassana meditation course, 8 days in silence.
Beautiful.
With daily Qi-Gong, with coconut fasting, with consciousness about not only the mind, but also the body, because the body is a temple. We all live in a body, and if we take care of the body, we feel good, we feel strong, and if not, the body will pull us down and say, hey, take care of me.
And so by doing this cleansing method, is it then easier for you to see the path that you're supposed to walk, because you're not clouded by all the old memories and stuff like that?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So that was my question. Now, how do you even begin that journey if you decide that you want to choose a new life? How do you actually know where to go? Hello.
Hi.
Want to sit?
Lipstick. You have lipstick, Mama.
We have a visitor here.
Yeah, this is Magnolia. Magnolia, say hello to the camera. You see the camera there? You see? We are talking with many people.
Hello.
Hi.
I would like to expand into that, because there is also another way,
Okay.
and which is, so what Orpheus mentioned is actually like learning to master by not reacting. Yeah. I also like to practice the opposite, which is actually going really, really deep. And in a more or less like aware, control environment, allow to react, and then go walk through the fire and see yourself, observe yourself, and learn from your own reaction because there's like those hidden subconscious patterns erupting. In those moments when they erupt, you can notice, you can see the dots where they connect. Like, you know, you can come to the source of it. Like, where does it come from? Is it like usually it's like the inner child. The inner child is erupting, right? The inner child is angry. There is an inner child that is exploding. Yes. And learning about that inner child is like, what does he needs actually? What does it come from? Where's the seed? And growing from that, I've grown more through really walking through the fire, and rather than trying to control the fire.
That's what we discuss so often with Lucy.
So often, yeah,
right?
because there's men and women, and it's different ways how to connect and be connected by ourselves. Yeah, we are discussing.
And we often discuss like what's the right way, right?
It was the right way for us.
Which of the paths is the right one to take? Should you go through the depths, you know, or should you just stay in the clouds and reach for the thoughts that make you feel good, and you know, like all that.
So I can tell you that the interesting thing with us as a couple that choose to be together, not by any contract, and choose to walk the path of life and love and sharing, is that we bring a lot of opposites, because what Ava is describing is a path of going through the fire, which is yang. It's a masculine actually energy for the woman. And I bring the path of the Tao, which is yin in nature, which is just sitting quiet and observing like the earth, like nature, and see the waves coming and going. Plus, there's a level of choosing. After you learn not to react, then whatever comes, you can choose which way you want to go. Yeah. But it's funny because we are bringing opposites, and we learn to give each other the time to go through each one process, which is very important in couples that want to live conscious life together.
Yeah.
Amazing. I would like to maybe switch the topic just a little bit and ask about how you guys work with plants, medicines, with nature. You know, the nature is a huge medicine. So maybe if you can talk about that. And this place is filled with it. So, you know.
Yeah. So,
like
definitely.
a natural healers of us.
Yes. Nature, as you experienced being here, and most people that come here just to be here and breathe fresh air, already change the structure of the cells and cleanse the body. Just the breath. And seriously, guys, breath is #1 medicine. Because without breath, we do not live more than 3-4 minutes. So it's #1 medicine.
True.
So we need to really remember and learn how to breathe and appreciate pure and fresh air. That's #1. And then we talk about plants. So plants, I see them, there's herbs that can cleanse the body, and there are different leaves as tea that we can use as decoction. We can eat fresh leaves, and we grow here different types of herbs to cleanse and stimulate the mind, like gotu kola, like katuk, like the wild coriander, different plants. And we grow roots and vegetables that, for me, as a man of many things and many activities, I want to look at nature, what is easy for nature to grow by himself with minimum effort by me. So we have different roots like yucca, like turmeric, like ginger that grow almost naturally. We don't need to put much effort, but plant them and let them be. And what grows in our environment in abundance is good for us as humans. And in any environment that you live, what grows well is usually good for us.
Okay.
So we have the chayote vines, and we have the different things. And then we have, of course, fruits and vegetables that are medicine by diet. And that's a huge topic by itself. What is good for us to eat, and when, and how, and in what combination, and in what time, and so on. And we learned that it's pretty individual. There's general rules for humans, but also there's the body types. And then we have plant medicines, which are different plants that, again, grow in different places. And we are blessed to have some of them growing with us here, and some of them growing in Mexico in the desert, and some grow in the Amazon in Peru. If we talk about cactuses, peyote, and huachuma, and ayahuasca, and marijuana is a plant that grows in many places around the world and is a medicine plant. And some of them we call the master plants, that are plants that have an energy that come from source, from creator, to help us human beings evolve faster. That's how I see that. And obviously human beings, they have the tendency to take something that feels good and want more of it. I want more, give me more. And then turn into abusive behavior. Like marijuana, like ganja. People just smoke all day or every day, and it dilutes the actual medicinal purpose of it. But if you take it into account and you come with respect and with understanding of measurements and use plant medicine in such a way, in a sacred way, as we do it here, if it's through ceremonies or rituals or personal healing.
Mommy, the bicycle go over there.
Nice.
Okay? It's fine.
Then we benefit from their qualities. And yeah, we work here with the ayahuasca and the different plants, and we see an amazing results, an amazing effect of that medicine that really wake up people and show them either what is their way, you know, so it's like a fast track. If we talked about Vipassana, it's 8 days in silence. Magnolia.
Smart.
So we talked about the different ceremonies with plant medicine that helps human a fast track for self-observation, like mirrors, and evolution, evolving. What do we need to change? And there's a message there. And if we hear the message and we take the step, then we can really make a difference.
Yeah, I have also worked with plant medicines, different types, and mostly like the consciousness expanding medicines in ceremony. And yeah, it's been big for me, like in terms of deepening my understanding of who I am, what life is, the deep understanding of like the purpose of it all. You know, like the whole awareness that we're actually living on a planet, in a solar system, in a galaxy, somewhere in the universe. It's just
flying
like,
through space.
Flying through space.
A
It's
big
beautiful.
rock.
Yeah. So like to cope with all of that is like, what am I? What is this? Like, what is this life? So yeah, the plant medicines really help to ground in, deepen the understanding, also the connection with earth. Because I think most of us like light beings, we come in and we don't feel so much in touch with the planet, and that's where we can also be confused about like what is our purpose, what is our mission. Like it kind of, we need to like root and ground down to really feel connected, like okay, I really chose to come here, feel that like belonging. I belong here, and with that full like sense of belonging and the confidence, go and do what you're meant to do. And know like,
so it helps you find a way pretty much through some intense experiences that otherwise wouldn't be unlocked, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or will take longer time.
Will take longer time.
Yeah.
So it's an accelerator.
It's an accelerator,
exactly. Yeah. And there's a deep reason why it opens up now, you know? All these medicine open up to the world because we are ready. Humans are now ready to evolve faster because we are in a crucial point of what's going on, like where this universe is going. Nobody really knows, but we want to bring heaven on earth. We want to create, and these master plans help us. They help us to see. Some people that come here and they even like just kill animals or snap a bug or something. There was a story and and the guy woke up from somewhere and said, "Oh my God, what did I do to the bug?" I harmed the bug. I will never do that again. It just came up, and that was the decision. Same with maybe eating meat, same with maybe doing a work that is not benefiting or harming others. So all these things are coming really fast, and it helps us as a human tribe to evolve.
So would you recommend to people to work with the medicines, or do you have to feel a strong impulse to do it in order for you to be beneficial? Or like, who is it for? Who is it not for?
It's an internal decision. Yeah, I wouldn't recommend to just go do it because it's fancy and because it sounds, oh, I'm curious, I would like to try out. It's not really the right attitude to go. It's like if she's calling you, if the medicine is calling you, if it's like showing up again and again in your life and you're like, okay, I feel connected. I feel there is a real deep reason for me to go do it. Then I would recommend go all in and not just do like once of tryout here and there just to taste it. It's not really like commit. My advice would be commit and go all in. Go with an intention. Okay, let's say, like my first thing was the abandonment wound, like I want to heal the abandonment wound and the whole trauma with my father, and heal just the relationship to the masculine. I went into a 2-week-long retreat of 5 ceremonies.
Wow. Damn.
Yeah, and a really good facilitation, but I allowed myself to receive like one of most advanced teachers on this planet to facilitate the journey, and it's through that like pure intent and focus that we attract those opportunities. And it was a crazy synchronicity. I can tell you the story of how that aligned to with this teacher that just came into my life and magically almost. That was his last retreat that he was taking people to Peru for ayahuasca experience. And I was like, okay, this is my call. You feel it. This is my call. This is the universe calling me, like, go. And when you do and you go, everything falls into place and you receive like everything, the support, also the abundance, because it, sometimes it's not cheap, those experiences, but we have to trust that it comes to you when you're on the mission to do it.
And when you are prepared also for this experience.
Yeah, you make it happen.
I feel that it's so important to have a good setting with good teachers.
Absolutely crucial.
Not like attraction or fancy way. You said it. We talk about it. Yeah, and I feel that in this special place, it's with wisdom, with love, and also with joy, with the inner child. I feel it so much here, and also with the respect of the plants. And it's not at all places like this. I really feel it. So I was really glad that my husband went to the ceremony. In this place. It was his first ceremony with ayahuasca. And this place is special.
It was beautiful. It was beautiful.
How was your experience with the medicine?
Not what I expected, and amazing at the same time. But I think that it would be longer. It would take some time to go through it. But I definitely had some revelations, and I felt really good afterwards. It wasn't just a ceremony that like hypes you up, but I felt really good afterwards.
So that's exactly what we offer here. We offer not just an experience with plant medicine ceremony. We offer a place for integration. We offer a place to heal. We offer a place for communication. We offer a place that, because we live here and this is our life, we receive a lot of feedbacks that we become an example for people to see that there's a different way of life that is possible. So we don't even try to flag with any titles. We live our life, we work and play with what we trust and know that is good. And whoever come and resonate with that, receive a lesson.
I would recommend people to visit this place. Like if you guys have chance, stop by the Be Home community. It's amazing. And so maybe this is a good place to talk about what retreats happen here or what events you guys can invite people to as well.
And also, I'd like to say that that's so nice thing that after the ceremony, you are talking what do you feel? And there's a support after the ceremony.
Yeah.
Because it's not normal in some countries that after that there was some support, some help after some bad states or something could happen. And it was like, oh, how do you feel it? It's so nice.
Integration.
The integration process, but not be alone somewhere and escape the place, but also be in this place. So nice. So thank you for that.
Yeah, thank you as well.
Yeah, that's why Orpheus actually the ceremonies that you hold is more like closed circles, not very just like random people from here or there just arriving suddenly from nowhere. It's like connected people that know him, that sat with him, that are friends of friends, that are like in our like closer circles.
It felt like being home, you know, and it was the whole process was in so much joy. It was a celebration of life.
Exactly.
I feel that's what this place is. It's like a celebration of life. Really like that.
That's why we call this place our temple, our sanctuary. And we celebrate life in, and also the gardens and the plants and the different spaces. Invite people to feel that and to bring of their own also, and to open that within.
Yeah, but that is not to say that people from external environments are not invited. Like,
no, of course.
But there's different contexts. Like Orpheus would run like a retreat, maybe like a 1 week, 8-day retreat. That would be a little bit more like orchestrated for people to go through a journey, not just drop in for a ceremony and then leave, but to go through a ceremony of also learning, understanding what is the deeper meaning of doing this type of work.
So we can talk about those if you want to share. Or...
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, so that people can kind of get a taste of what happens here, and they can maybe think about joining in the future. Who knows?
Yeah.
And what is your idea of the future of this?
Yeah, like a vision of this place. You know, would be good.
Yeah.
You can open it now.
And so, let me tell you, vision of a place is like a path of a man. It always changes. Okay. So if you think that you found your path, you know. You never know how it will evolve more. I was thinking 15 years ago that I will be an acupuncturist, maybe an amazing acupuncturist, maybe the best, but I never thought that I will sit here in Costa Rica, play music, hold ceremonies, become a farmer, become a father. So staying always open to let the universe surprise us, it's really an important message that I want to share to the people.
Okay, sure.
And Be the Way is one of the teachings that we hold here in a form of a book, in a form of lifestyle. We talked a little bit about movement and exercise and food and diet and take treatments and so on. And it's blended into our retreats. So when we open the gates of Be Home for intense experiences or condensed experiences, then we have usually once a month a retreat with a certain energy, and sometimes we are now also hosting retreats that are resonating with what we do here. And the place is also open for that.
You mean by that you're hosting retreats, external retreats?
External retreats coming here to
using the place.
So in a few days there's women retreat, medicine women retreat, held by our sisters that work with us for a while. In March.
That just also that you go and host retreats elsewhere too.
Yeah, I'm invited, or sometimes we are invited to facilitate retreats or part of retreats in other places around the world.
And people can meet with you in the Czech Republic as well.
Yes. Festival.
Yes, we are. We will come in August. There will be airplanes by then. Hopefully to come. And then in here at Be Home during March, 8th March. There is a retreat of a friend that lives in the farm, and we are partially hosting. It's called Find Your Why. It's a retreat of 9-10 days, also to unravel who we are and why we are here. And we are supporting that with the activities and ceremonies. And then in April 23rd to 29, we will offer here at Be Home Shamanism, which is a combination of shamanic rituals and Zen Buddhism, Taoism, which is exactly the bridge that I was talking about between East and West, including meeting plant medicines, different plant medicines, and including practices of the mind and of the body that relate to energy and to self-mastery. And that's over 7 days in April.
And I mean, this interview might come out in April,
Yeah.
but you know, there are going to be other retreats in the future, so
Yes,
it's
yes,
like tasting
always.
what.
Yeah.
Yeah.
During May or June, there will be a very special opportunity here for people who want to connect specifically with ayahuasca and learning about how the plant looks like, how the plant grow, how we harvest, how we cook, different things that are related to ayahuasca as a plant, as a master plant medicine, sometime in the future, this year. And yeah, and every year there's events happening, and also we are in such an open flow that sometimes we weave and suit a retreat for people, either a couple, personal, individuals, or for small groups, based on their needs. Because some people already have certain skills, but they want something different to complete. And Ava is an amazing sound healer, as she expressed, and many other skills and motivational talk and women empowerment. And we are working with men's circles here and with music and teaching people how to play different instruments and connect to nature. So there's such a holistic fan of things that people can come and learn here.
Do you guys do anything online as well, or do you have any programs maybe? You know?
Yeah, so I do mostly online.
Yeah.
Last year I was doing more sound healing, and then I shifted to working online, and it's geared towards women that want to unlock their visions, their bigger visions. So that's women that feel deep inside like they have a lot of potential, and they're just sort of like sitting there waiting for something, and they don't know exactly how to move, what to do.
I think that's current to many people. Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So for women that kind of feel like, oh, I have an idea, maybe I could do this or do that, you know, even like start your own business. Because I've done that, I started my own online business, and it's been a journey of the past 2 years to kind of develop an understanding of how that works. So I'm open to help women with that. I have different programs that are information-based, so I'm sharing how things work, you know, I'm explaining things, I'm teaching about manifestations. I have a few courses that are self-paced, so I've recorded some stuff that you can tune in. I have a beautiful course called Abundance Queen at the Foundations of Manifestation. I have certain master classes that I occasionally run, also previous ones that you can tap into. I have a group on Facebook which is for women called Hyper Hot. So my company is called Hyper Hot because so I created this about like 3 months ago, when I realized actually like all of my work has been always through the body. You know, when I started with the yoga, my whole transformation has been through the body, and it was a committed daily practice, and it has accelerated my growth and self-development, right? So I want to like come back and allow women to really come back to their bodies and take care of their bodies first. So whatever they want to achieve, when you want to have success, achieve this or that, like change even your complete lifestyle, I teach to start with your body first. Develop a healthy routine where you take care of your body. You know, like you strengthen your body. So I do daily workouts. I have a small membership that you can join. It's really a no-brainer. And you can just be within that daily workout environment with me. And also I teach, you know, like the foundations of habits, how to develop your habits to support what you want to create in life. So, and it starts with, you know, that daily exercise, mindfulness practices, food, like, you know, how you eat, and visualizations, you know, and then it goes deeper into like habits of manifestation, right?
Amazing.
Yeah. So I do all of that online, and I do some some more intense, short 6-week, I have like 6-8 week, like intense transformational programs that it's more like energetic awakening. So if it's like, if you're in a place where like, okay, I really want to change now, like I want to break out, I want to break free, I have designed a program called Wealthy Rebel. And it's for you to unlock that like woman inside that's like, I'm going to break through everything that's holding me back. Like I'm not settling for less anymore.
Right.
And that's like, okay, I'm going to draw the line, and I'm elevating my standards, and I'm gonna teach how I did that for me and how you can do that. It's like an deep energetic process, but it's fantastic. It's a lot of fun.
Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing all your activities. Well, I would like to open the space for like anything final that kind of wants to be heard and said. So if there's anything that anyone wants to share, now is the option.
I would like to share and invite people to a weekly Qigong class, which is online, which is fun, interesting, working with the body, working also with energy, and it's a healing experience. So when we tap into something that makes us feel good, and I did that 20 years ago, and since then I never left it, because I know that it's a healing modality that if someone practices that, can stay healthy. And that's really powerful. It's an exercise that is running in Asia and China for over 5,000 years, and it's still working. And when something so ancient still works, it means that it works. You know? So that's a weekly thing live on Facebook, and we'd love to share with you and invite people for a taste.
And it might change. The name might change.
We have like a new name, more catchy, more beautiful, flowing. And on top of that, from the shamanic world, I'm now at the end of offering, compiling and completing a program called the DMT Journey.
All right.
Yeah, which is a very powerful set of 5 audio meditations of half an hour that every week you do one meditation, guided meditation, and you learn to connect to the elements in nature that come, so the earth, the water, the skies, the fire.
So good.
And connect to each one of them for 1 week, then you form a deep connection. And it's connected also to the past, to the future, to the present, and to all. It's a very deep course that anyone can tap in and purchase and have it. And some Tai Chi and other meditation, the Vipassana meditation, there's an online course that I recorded from a live course that happened actually here.
Beautiful. Is it on your website?
It's it's somewhere. I think it's on a Thinkific thing.
Okay.
I'm in the process to organize that library, but it's available.
We'll share
In
all the
April
links.
it will be finished.
We'll share all the links in the video description.
So and I feel really blessed to have you and to have people recommending people. For me, it's the best reflection that what we do is authentic, and it comes from love energy. When every Friday we host a Shabbat circle, you know, you ask what is medicine? What is the most important medicine is breath, and how do we relate to each other, and how much we ripple out a positive energy and love frequency. So people around us smile and are healthy and abundant and all that. This is the joy of living in this life.
That's amazing.
So this is really our our best reflection.
Maybe we can say something.
I was thinking about it. Let's finish it up with a song. I have no idea what it's going to sound like with these microphones, but we'll see.
Blessed we are
Blessed we are.
to live on this earth in this time, sending love to all human beings, love, light and healing, abundance, prosperity, connection, family. Beautiful experiences and lots of joy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. How do you say thank you?
Thank you so
Děkuji, no?
Děkuji.
Děkuji.
Nothing else needs to be said. Yeah. So good. Thank you for this amazing time together, for this sharing stories and inspiration. Thank you for letting us stay at your beautiful place at Be Home. And yeah, come to Czech Republic as often as you can.
And I want to honor, I want to just also tell you my respect of, you know, your courage to see us in the festival and then come visit us here. It's pretty special.
Yeah.
Yes, very, very special.
Call us. Yeah.
Let's see each other, everybody in Healing Festival. Yeah. Invite also our
Feeling inspired.
everybody to Healing Festival. Yeah.
Yeah.
Summer.
Yeah. It's gonna be in summer. The weather is gonna be good.
Yeah.
All right.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank
Oh, thank you. Grazie.
Gracias.
Beautiful.
Tak, rozhovory u konce a my vám moc děkujeme, že jste ho poslouchali. Snad jste se spolu s námi přenesli do krásné a vibrující atmosféry Kostariky a užili si tohle povídání s Orfem a s Avou. Nezapomeňte si určitě zakliknout odběr našeho podcastu, pokud jste tak ještě neudělali, ať vám neuteče žádná nová epizoda a určitě tenhle rozhovor nasdílejte s někým, koho by mohl zajímat. V příští epizodě si budeme spolu s Luci povídat o našich 2 měsících na Kostarice. Budeme sdílet svá největší uvědomění a jak nás tahle cesta změnila. Ještě jednou vám děkujeme a přejeme vám, ať s láskou a vnitřním klidem jdete svojí jedinečnou životní cestou a s radostí prožíváte všechno, co vás na ní potkává. Mějte se nádherně a naslyšenou u dalšího dílu podcastu Svojí cestou.